meeting upstairs. So the beginning in May of 1775, the Second Continental Congress would use this room. And when the delegates to that Congress first arrived, the majority of them did indeed want to work out their differences with Great Britain. They were proud of being British subjects, and for the most part wanted to remain so. And that's the major issue that they debated in this room for more than a year before they determined that independence was really their only option left. On June 7th, 1776, Richard Henry Lee of Virginia introduced a resolution for independence. That resolution was approved here on July 2nd. For the next 2 days, the men meeting here argued over Mr. Jefferson's draft of the Declaration of Independence. They cut it by about 25% because of somewhere around 80 changes that they made to it. But they finally got it the way they wanted it to read, and in this room, on July 4th, 1776, they approved the final version of the Declaration of Independence. However, they did not begin signing their names to that nice handwritten column on parchment until almost a month later, August 2nd. It took time to get their official parchment copy of the Declaration prepared. But that doesn't mean they gentlemen took that time off between July 4th and August 2nd, because they knew they had very serious work to accomplish. Because they knew that in order to defeat a strong empire, probably the strongest empire on earth at the time, Great Britain, in a war, they would have to put together some kind of organization, some kind of government. So they started working on a government known as the Articles of Confederation and Perpetual Union. A government that was good enough to successfully see them through the American Revolution, but not good enough to bind the states together once the war was over. And that was because what was created with the Articles was really nothing more than a firm legal friendship. 13 almost totally independent republics coming together in a common cause to achieve a common goal. Once that goal was achieved, to defeat Great Britain, the states started to pull apart. So 11 years after signing the Declaration of Independence right here in this room, some people had a pretty good idea that it was time for another meeting. And again, they chose Philadelphia, and once again, this room. And when the delegates to that convention began to arrive in the city throughout the month of May 1787, most of them took their seats with the idea, as well as the instructions from their states, that they were only coming here to revamp the Articles of Confederation, to make the existing government just a bit stronger. But they soon realized that would be impossible to do. So they decided to go against their instructions. They put that government aside, sat down and started working on a brand new government, developing, of course, the Constitution of the United States. And so at the end of May, in the middle of September of 1787, those gentlemen sat in this room, they argued, they debated, but the best thing that they did, not only for themselves but for us, was to compromise on most, if not all, of the issues at hand. And on the last day of the convention, after working out all the compromises, reaching all the agreements in this room, on September 17th, 1787, 39 gentlemen got up from their chairs, stepped forward, dipped their quills in the ink stain, the same one that had been used to sign the Declaration of Independence here 11 years before, and in this room on that day, signed their names to the Constitution of the United States. That is why this room truly deserves to be called the most historic room, the most historic building, in the most historic square mile of America. Are there any questions?
So the stuff that's on the tables, is that authentic or is it arranged for any particular reason the way it's?
No, we just tried to make it look like the men that left their, that just recently left the room. But just about everything you see, except the individual pieces of paper, the quills, and most of the pipes are from that time period. The one original piece, meaning that was here in the room at that time, is the chair on the platform. That is the Rising Sun chair, that is the chair of Washington sat in, while he presided over the Constitutional Bench. Any other? Yes?
How many people would have been in this room for those
On,
meetings?
on any given day, we think somewhere between 35 to 45.